Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to watch Beatle Dave. As you know, I couldn't attend this year's record store day because I was at work, but I have managed to get one of the things that I wanted. There was two things that I wanted, and I've managed to get Power to the People, the 4-track EP, 12-inch, so you play it at 45 RPM. I did get it off the dreaded eBay. But I was talking to somebody the other day, and they went to our local HMV in Derby, and they were there from when it opened. I think he said it was about 12th in the queue, and there was 3 copies of this in the one in Derby. And as he was about to get the last one, somebody behind him took it, and I think in there this was the best part of £40. I've bought this off eBay, so obviously somebody has made a little bit of money on it. I paid, I think it was £44 for this. I have just listened to it, by the way, and I think it does sound really, really nice. So it's on yellow vinyl. It says it's on yellow vinyl. It's in an anti-static sleeve. Now, is that yellow, or is that more of a custardy colour? That's the labels, by the way. Nice heavyweight record. So that's your product. I've got no problem with whatsoever. Um, you know, I'll go into the sound quality and everything in a little bit. I'll just show you the cover again. So the 4 songs that you get on this is We All Shine, well, Instant Karma, We All Shine On. That's side 1. Side 2 is Cold Turkey, and then Don't Worry Kyoko, One Was Looking for a Hand in the Snow. Now the strange thing about this is it says Mercury Records on it there. Don't know if you can see that. And then you've got then Oh No Music. Now, this concert was recorded in 1972, August of 1972, and it did come out in 1986 as John Lennon Live in New York City. What I've heard of this so far, this is a far more superior sounding record. You do get some really, really lovely photos of John and Yoko at the concert there. I'm sorry if you're getting a little bit of glare, but I'm doing this in my front room because I've just listened to it on my setup down here. It's made in Germany as well, so you know it is a decent session. So, what do I think of it? Well. Fantastic version of that. Instant Calm We All Shine On. Again, fantastic version. And they do sound better than the versions that are on the John Lennon Live in New York City, but you've got to bear in mind that came out in 1986. These have been remixed, I think, by Sean, if I've got that right. Side 2 get Cold Turkey. Again, fantastic version of that. And then you've got Don't Worry Kyoko, One Was Looking for a Hand in the Snow, or Only Looking for a Hand in the Snow. So the track listing, I've got no problem with. Now, apparently this was around the £40 mark in the HMV, our local HMV. Like I say, I couldn't go, so I've had to get it off eBay. I paid, I think it was £44, and then there's a little bit for posting packaging. The sound quality on this, if this box set, forthcoming 1-to-1 box set, when it does come out, if that sounds anything like this, I think we're in for a treat. I really do think we are in for a treat. Comparing this to, the John Lennon Live in New York City album from 1986. Obviously, we've got more technology and things now, but Sean, God bless him, has brought new life into these recordings. It's like being there. Honestly, it is a bit like being there. The only sort of thing I've noticed is, and I don't know if it's just on these or the way it's been pressed or anything, it sounds like the bass has been overdubbed, or the bass has been brought, really high into the mix, a little bit overpowering in places. Doesn't spoil the enjoyment of the record or the songs. It's not nothing like that. It just seems to be a lot higher in the mix than what it was on the other recordings from the John Lennon Live in New York City LP from, like I say, 1986. But things have moved on, technology's moved on, and things like that. So Now 40 something pounds for a 4-track EP. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I see. I don't know. For saying it was around that sort of price, if I'd have gone to HMV to buy it anyway. I have seen it on eBay going for 50, 60, 70, 80 pound. That is the thing with this record store day, isn't it? It's supposed to help the record stores, but I don't think it actually does. I think it just helps the record companies, and then it helps the people that buy it to flip it, sort of thing. I don't think I've paid too much for this, to be honest. But in hindsight, do I think it's worth the money? That's entirely down to you. I was a little bit lucky because I put a bit of money aside because my car was due for its MOT. If you don't know what that is, if you live outside the UK, if your car's older than 3 years old, every year it has to have like a test to make sure that it's roadworthy, and they can fail it for the stupidest things. My car flew through. It flew through the MOT. It has done for the past 3 years, but I had put a little bit of money aside, so I'd got a little bit extra, which is why I bought this. And I'm glad I did buy it when I bought it. It came yesterday, and like the cheapest one I saw on eBay this morning was a lot more than what I paid for it. The question is, if this was around the £40 mark in the shops for 4 tracks, what is the box set going to cost? You know, I hope it's not going to be, mega expensive. Um, I have been watching a few videos on other vehicle themed channels, and they seem to think that because record companies put Beatles on it, or solo Beatles, they can charge a high price. Well, to a certain extent they can, because they know it's going to sell, don't they? But you've got to remember, folks, nobody is forcing you to buy these. If you buy them, you want them, don't you? Simple as that. I mean, I've got no problem what I paid for this. If I could have got out and gone into another city on record store day, I might have been able to find it a little bit cheaper, but I don't think it would have been a hell of a lot cheaper. The other one that I was looking at is the George Harrison All Things Must Pass Zoetrope thing. Again, I don't think our local record shop had many of those. I think somebody said they've got 3 of those as well, if I've got that right. And at the minute they're being sold on eBay for £200 plus. Now, would I pay £200 plus for them? Probably not. I have noticed over the past few years, if you wait, sometimes you can get some of the stuff from Record Store Day a few months down the line, stuff that's been sent back, and you're paying, more of a reasonable price. If that would have been £20, £25 for 4-track EP, equivalent to a LP in one way, I don't think that's too bad. But I do think £40 plus is a little bit too much for an EP. Although saying that, last year when I got the John Lennon Mind Games 4-track EP, that was over. I think that was over 45, £50, something like that. Again, great sounding. I've got the technology and the sound quality and the work that's gone into bringing new life and magic to these recordings is well worth the money to me as a Beatles fan and as a John Lennon fan. Most people know John Lennon is my favourite Beatle. I do love them all, don't get me wrong. You shouldn't really have a favourite, but if I had to pick one, it would be John Lennon, even though I am a distant relative of Paul McCartney. And I do mean very, very distant. Um, so, yeah, would I recommend you get it if you've got the money to get it and you can find it at a decent price? Yes, definitely. There's been many videos put out already about this, so I know I'm a bit late to the party in one way, but I just thought, I'd do my take on it, to be honest. Is Record Store Day for the record shops? I don't know. I know my local independent record shop in Derby doesn't participate in Record Store Day because he says by the time he's bought the records and you have to do a minimum order or something, what he makes out of it, it's not worth him doing it. So, you know, I suppose it depends where your shop is. Obviously, if you're in London or you're in New York or Tokyo or places like that, you're going to get probably more than what my local record shop will get. Fantastic album. Well, it's not an album, it's a fantastic 4-track EP. Like I say, let's hope that when the box set comes out, it's not going to be mega expensive. great sounding. I'm sure you've seen some of the streams and things that have been on YouTube where people have been playing bits of this. I think the John Lennon site has actually done one of well, haven't they? On YouTube. Yeah, it's great. It is really great. I'm really looking forward to seeing the concert film. That's all been remastered and remixed as well, hasn't it? And I think the box set we're going to get the two concerts because there was an afternoon concert and a evening concert. That does say down here who plays on what and everything and where these are taken from. But because I haven't got my glasses, I can't see it because I'm getting old. But yeah, it's great. Hats off to Sean and everybody else that was involved in this. Like I say, you've made this concert come to life, sort of thing. And when I was listening to it down here, when I sat up down here, it was actually like listening to John Lennon live, if that makes sense. It actually that's how powerful the remix is on this. It does actually sound like he's in the room with you. I know that sounds really stupid, but that's the easiest way I can describe it. So yeah, 10 out of 10. I'd give that 10 out of 10. I really would give it 10 out of 10. Um, but if you haven't been lucky enough to get a copy of this yet, just be careful where you're buying them from because there is people out there that will be trying to make double, triple, whatever they paid for this. Is it right? Is it wrong? I'll leave that down to you. You know, it's what it isn't at the end of the day. It's supply and demand. So I'm lucky I got this at a reasonable price. So until the next time, peace, love, and happiness to you all. If you've got this EP, what do you think of it? I know I've tried not to watch any videos about this so far, and it's been very tempting because I know there's quite a few of them out there. But I thought I'd do my version first, and then I can watch some of them. But I do know that there's a lot out there. Some people, was doing videos of this before it was actually come out. Just bear with 1 second, folks. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been a bit of entertainment for you. And yeah, power to the people. Right on. Cheers, everybody. Catch you on the latest video. Thank you so much for taking the time out to watch this video. Cheers, everybody. Love and peace. Love and peace.